What's going on, Drinking Buddies? Brand new podcast coming right at you, but you know what we got to do first? We got to talk about those things that generate a little revenue for the podcast. Help bring this show to you week after week after week. Besides the ads that you already heard digitally inserted. First and foremost, if you don't want to hear those ads, go to the Patreon and join us at patreon.com/MattSlayer. At the $5 tier, you get the audio versions completely ad-free. And you get them earlier than everybody else. If you want to spend a little more dough, you can get the video versions a week early and uncensored. Plus access to whatever other random musings I end up throwing on Patreon. So once again, support the show. Help us out at patreon.com/MattSlayer. I also would super appreciate it if you checked out our merch store at anwd.net/merch. We have t-shirts, art prints at anwd.net/merch. Does your business or place of employment serve beverages? Milk Carb manufactures the equipment that is the engine behind many beverage systems. From nitrogen generators to dispense nitro and cold brew coffee, to gas blenders to dispense multiple styles of craft beer. They even offer food-grade air systems to help reduce up to 40% of the CO2 usage in restaurants and bars. With over 5 decades in the industry, Milk Carb products are the most trusted equipment for any beverage system. Check them out today at www.milkcarb.com or on Twitter and Instagram at Miller Carbonic. And when you hit them up, let them know that you heard about them on And Now We Drink. But before we get into it, one last thing. The easiest way you can support this show. Share social media posts. Just let people know the show exists. Just signal boost. Costs you nothing. Takes a couple seconds. The other super easy way is go to youtube.com/andnowwedrink and subscribe. Feeds the algorithm, and we love feeding the algorithm around here. Enough with the boring stuff. Let's get on with it. Our final live AVN 2023 show of the year. I sit down with Natasha Root, the owner and founder of Fans Utopia. This is not a sponsored podcast, but I would recommend if you're looking for some memorabilia, check out Fans Utopia. I will warn you, if you haven't listened to the other AVN content, I am very sleep deprived and surviving on gummy bears and whiskey through this whole day. So I get a little wacky. So sit back, relax, pop a cold one, and enjoy, Drinking Buddies.
When aliens come to take over, they look at us like we're out of our minds now. We're gonna galactic makeover, and now we're thinking that they just might be right. I cannot wait for this whole world to end. I'm gonna break out the bottle with my friends. I think they'll tell the best stories when we're gone. And now we drink.
How are you doing?
I'm doing great.
I am a horrible host. I did not get you any alcohol.
It's okay. I'll make up for it later after this.
Really? Are you buying?
I've actually been craving a Bloody Mary all day long, but like a really good Bloody Mary, like one that's a homemade mix. It's got a whole thing behind it, maybe some good garnishes.
Hash House of Go-Go.
Oh,
Hash House of Go-Go does fucking phenomenal bloodies.
that is good to know.
Yeah, they do a BLT bloody, which is fucking phenomenal.
Never have had that. It's like a sandwich on it.
It's not quite a sandwich, so it's a little more tomato-y.
Ooh.
And it has bacon and like a square of toast as like the garnish.
That sounds very good. I feel like Vegas has a lot of good, unique drinks. You know, this is the place you go to for the ultimate food and alcohol.
Well, and especially Hash House originally started off Strip, so it was like a thing you had to know about. Now they have locations on the Strip and like one on Fremont, but like the OG's on Sahara, like off Strip.
Nice, nice. I am going to check that out. I'll report back on the Bloody Mary situation.
Please do. Please do. So now that I've tackled the alcohol, I failed to get you. Fucking failed. Like, just for the internet. Fucking failed. I mean, I have alcohol for myself. But...
I mean, we should have a bar with different options for me. You should have someone maybe mixing some drinks. I mean,
that's how it rolls when we do this in LA.
Ah.
I blame the AVN media staff for not having a stock bar for me. They knew I was coming. I registered. But no, no stocked bar for me. No stocked bar for you, really.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, this should be accommodating, for everybody.
I agree. Like, look at all the sugar on the bar over there. Like,
Thank you. And how is that going to keep me up later or motivated? That's not. It's not. It's.
on top of it, this is AVN. Nobody wants those calories.
Well, you're going to drink alcohol that has calories, but make it count. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yes.
If you're gonna fuck around, you fuck out around for real, not.
Exactly. I know.
Who's like, I'm gonna break edge for a Sprite.
Well, technically, because I don't drink soda, that would be me cutting, getting loose for a little bit.
Someone get this lady a Sprite now. Anyone? Come on. We got a room full of people. She needs a Sprite stat. She needs to get loose.
I mean, got to open it though. I can't break the nails.
Okay, here we go. Sprite, here we go.
Oh, we got the pop.
Wow.
Boom.
Yes, perfect. All right.
There we
Okay,
go.
There we go.
Look at that service.
Good. Maybe later I'll get some alcohol inside it. You never know. A little vodka and Sprite. Something could be good.
All right.
Oh. Psh. Wow. Okay. Wow. Okay. Oh, good looking. Good looking out. All right.
I take back everything I said.
You know what? Look at this. And you gave me a warm thing. All right. Now we're getting good. All right. And we're back.
We got a whole team here.
I appreciate it. The concierge service, excellent. Thank you.
I need this for fucking in studio in LA. God damn. Did any of you want to move into like my crawl space? Say what? Did any of you want to move into my crawl space? I don't really have space to really put you up, but
Crawl space, would that be a fancy word for very small attic?
I was just kind of put a place in my closet, like crawl in there.
Okay, I like it. Or you could call it like what do they call those rooms when shit goes south and you got to hide a panic room?
Oh, I'm not bougie enough for a panic room. Also, I'm not going to put the help in the panic room. They're going to lock me out and let me die.
This is true. Yeah, you got to be careful, especially with that. I watch a lot of horror shows and Dateline things. Everyone's capable of killing you these days.
Oh, no. I assume at least 50% of the people in this room want to kill me. I mean, please raise your hand if you don't want to kill me.
There you go.
Okay, we got
Perfect.
Two hands. Three.
All right,
three,
we're good.
3 hands that don't want to kill me. Good call of raising your hands while it's being recorded.
There we go.
We have proof. You have a proof when I get murdered that it wasn't you.
Well, I'm going to be your witness. You know what I mean? Because if you don't answer later about the Bloody Mary thing, I know someone took you out. So
It's bound to happen. You can't be in this industry this long without making a couple enemies.
absolutely, but that's what makes it fun. Then you're doing something right if you have a few enemies.
Or I was a shitty lover to a couple of them.
That too. Well, then you got some ladies jealous. That's good. That's another way to look at it.
No, my pullout game was just trash. They were a little resentful about it. These things happen. But enough about the silliness.
Yes.
I have been led to believe you are here on a hunt for ladies, performers.
Yes, performers. I am on the hunt. I feel like a 13-year-old horny guy trying to meet as many chicks as possible in a limited amount of time. That's how it feels. I mean, on most of these lines, I'm literally the only chick. So it's quite interesting to be like, oh, they're there for photos and I'm there to, meet connections. So it's very funny.
So are you finding like the performer's reaction to you is very different than like the dude that was in front of you in line?
100%. But the most important thing about that whole situation is that the loyalty that these fans have for them is insane. They come with full setups just to take photos with them and talk to them. And I mean, it's wild to me. That's what's funny because they're ready for it. They're getting prepared. And then there's me who is just trying to, have a conversation with them. So look at you. Are you busy? Is that your girlfriend or?
No, that was reminding me to come podcast with you.
Okay, there we go. That's good. I appreciate that you were reminded. It makes me feel special that you made some time for me today.
Well, and I was early, and now the alarm's like, you should be there now. Like, we're already 10 minutes into the podcast, and look at this amateur shit of me not silencing my phone.
Hey.
It's not like I haven't done a couple hundred of these. Fuck, man. I'm never going to win an AVN like this. I'm never going to fucking win. Like, this amateur motherfucker didn't even turn off his goddamn fucking phone in the fucking media room. Look at all the witnesses. Like, I need a new show of hands if you want to murder me now that my phone's calling off while I'm doing a podcast. New show of hands. New show of hands.
You're good.
No hands went up.
No, see, I think you're fine. You're winning. You're winning some fans the way I look at it.
The show of hands was to who doesn't want to murder me previously.
That's right.
No hands went up. This amateur motherfucker, he deserves to die.
But you did come prepared with other stuff, so, I'm impressed. You got a full setup here, so that's not amateur, You can add some stuff.
Don't tell the internet. They're not supposed to fucking know. But we got sidetracked on your fucking glorious hunt.
Oh, yes.
Has the hunt been successful so far?
You know what? I'm really surprised, but yes, because everybody that I met has a need to want to sell stuff to their fans because they have so much shit sitting at home from all their shoots, their awards and everything, and they want to do something with it. So I'm able to provide that service. So they pretty much love me at this point.
So wait a minute. Performers are flat out hawking their AVN trophies.
Yeah, they give me. I actually am supposed to, fingers crossed, have a couple that I'm going to be grabbing their stuff from while I'm here, and I'll just ship it back to LA. Yeah.
Now, the question is, do you get more money for it if that trophy's been inside them?
We do sell used dildos and anal plugs, so I would say because I vacuum seal it, so it's got to have their scent, their juices, and everything on it. So yeah, you do get more money for that, because then the buyer feels like they're really, literally getting a piece of her.
So have you suggested to some of these performers, before you send me this trophy, you may want to stick it in you?
I actually make sure of that. It's very important. So they'll take a photo of it in them most of the time. And also you can tell when you get it from them, especially the dildos, there's like dried fluid on it and stuff. So it's not fresh out of the box.
Nice. So I'm really curious. So I
Yes.
peeked at your website a little bit before we did this.
Ooh,
I did a little research.
I hope so.
You'd be amazed how often I don't. I'm really curious. Your front splash page has a lollipop for $80, but a onesie for $35. How does that pricing work?
Because the talent gets to come up with their pricing. So it's what they feel comfortable with. Sometimes, depending on the talent, we'll say girl. Depending on the girl, some girls, they don't have such a large fan base compared to some of the mainstream porn girls, especially if they only do OnlyFans and stuff like that. So the goal with that is they try to keep things as affordable as possible to be able to just kind of pump it out and get it to all their fans. So that, and also too, with the lollipop situation, I think it's because the way that she views it, it's because she's already had it in her mouth, her saliva, everything's on it. And
you think that onesie would have some vaginal fluid on it, though?
They do.
And possibly some poo.
This is true. If it rides far up in their ass, it can, yeah.
Or it's just been, bad
Long poo is a real deal.
or bad dietary choices. You never know.
This is true. But, I encourage them to set their own prices and stuff. But you'll see with other ones on there, it's the pricing goes differently, the bigger the name and stuff like that. But we always try to cap it because I want people that are fans, like you see different, industries where things are it's not obtainable for anyone to grab it. So to me, it's like, no, let's make this affordable because that's going to deepen that level of the love that the fan has for you. So why not?
So how much for my stuff?
Well, it depends how long you wear it for. So we got to see what we're working with.
I could be a gnarly motherfucker.
I do know someone over here who's into foot fetishes. So I do think we could get a pretty penny for your socks and shoes. I can pretend I wore them, so it'll be perfect.
I'm an AVN nominee, goddammit. I could sell it on my own merits. Whoa. We don't have to pretend you wore my shoes. Unless that's going to sell for more.
Hey, you never know.
But, I don't want to commit fraud.
Well, then we can just sell it as is with you. And I'm sure, you'd probably get a lot more money than me. That's for sure.
Well, shit. I know how I'm paying my rent this month.
Exactly. We have men, trans, women. I encourage everybody because everyone has a fan base. You know what I mean? And that's all it takes.
What is the most expensive item that's ever sold?
To be honest, there's times that they've wanted to put it really high and I'm like, no, let's not do this. I would say I'd really keep it to me, it's so affordable. I would say right now something that's pretty high up. It depends on the full lingerie set. Sometimes too, if it's a certain brand that's really high end too, I try to price a little better just because the girls are already spending $400 on sometimes one set. So I would say anything like maybe about 250 to 300. I know that Siri doll, we have action figures we made of her, of like her working out and then a regular one. So those are about a little under $300. So it just depends on those. A lot of the things too are just one of items. You know what I mean? So
Well, I saw there was $1,000 butt plug.
really,
Mm-hmm.
no, it should be about $100.
Oh, it says 1,000 on the site.
Shit. Ugh.
Yeah, because I was like, 35 for a onesie, 80 for a lollipop, 1,000 for the butt plug. All right.
All right, let's be real. As a business owner right now, someone fucked up at my business, and I'm going to have to take care of that.
Oh, shit. Did I just get someone fired? Raise your hand if I got you fired.
No, but yeah.
No one's owning up to
But
it.
you know what? Hey, if it's $1,000 and someone buys it tomorrow, I don't know. But no, I still wouldn't allow it.
What would you
there better be a lot of shit on there, literally, if someone's going to pay $1,000 for it.
What do you tell the buyer if they're willing to pay $1,000 for it at that point?
I just the way that I run my business, I just couldn't want to be one of those. I just can't be one of those greedy people that do that. I would have to like take money off it because I couldn't live with the fact that not unless it came with like a jar of shit with it. I just couldn't value that at $1,000.
How many pounds of shit are we talking to value at $1,000?
No, I'm gonna go ounces because I feel pounds.
Ounces go into pounds.
Yeah, I know, but we're gonna keep it at like a 1 ounce thing, maybe a little less than that. Because if I do,
Whoa, that's more expensive than caviar.
depends what type of caviar you're buying. I mean, I'm on an actual caviar kick right now because of this chick off TikTok. It is so bad. I feel bougie as hell that I'm eating like caviar for breakfast almost every day on toast with butter. It's the weirdest thing.
See, this is the real reason millennials aren't going to be able to afford houses. Fuck off.
It's the TikTok shit because they see things are so expensive, then everyone wants to have caviar or something else, and it's just bad.
Are you at least throwing down some champagne with it?
You know, no, I'm not actually because I'm high for breakfast and I got to work sometimes. So, I mean, I can't
A little
be
champagne doesn't...
yeah, a little Bellini, a little mimosa. I could see that. But, you know, I'll work on that next week, though, because now it is the new year. I could, like, celebrate for my first ABN. I could see an angle with this of how I can say it's okay to day drink by myself in the morning.
No, if you're on the internet, you're doing it with your community.
Yeah, this is true. Maybe you should do like a live of me drinking with everybody.
Exactly. You're just being part of your community at that point. You encourage them to make some mimosas too. Boom. Just because they're not physically in the room with you doesn't make you an alcoholic.
This is true. You know, nowadays, you know, alcohol, a lot of it has benefits. So, you know, health benefits. And we are in LA, so, you know, we're being healthy. It's a detox, cleansing out the inside.
I mean, I often retox, but
Oh, really?
I left my place at 5:45 this morning, drove straight here, and I've had a handful of gummy bears and a bunch of whiskey today. That has been my diet.
Well, I grew up, like, when I was a kid, my parents, when my teeth were growing in, would put whiskey and different things on my gums to apparently help numb it, which I think was just a bad idea from the start, but...
Why? You turned out all right.
Well, it's like because you almost when you're little and then you start to have with the teeth issues, you don't find the joy in it anymore because you relate to it as like a medicinal thing. You know what I mean? So it's not as exciting to have that. And it just, I mean, you're hardcore to have that. That's like me drinking like tequila. That warmth is what kills me after you have that sip.
I think you're just out of practice.
I think I am too. I think I need to step it up. At 35, I feel like I'm going back. I feel like I'm like 60 right now. I need to start drinking.
Come on. We live in LA. 35 is like fucking basically being a teenager.
This is true. Nowadays, we are going back. I know.
We live in Never Neverland.
I know.
Come on. I'm sure there have been 50-year-old dudes hollering at you while you're out.
50-year-old guys is the new 35. You know, when I was single, I'd welcome it all day long.
Exactly. Like, yeah, if you're in some flyover state when the 50-year-old dude hollers at the 35-year-old, it's like, oh, that's creepy.
Yeah,
in LA,
no. They're like, hell yeah, daddy. That's the thing. It's a whole different game now.
Right. Well, especially LA.
Yes. You know, you can even be older than that, and they're pulling like 18, 21-year-olds now.
That sounds exhausting. That sounds fucking exhausting.
Probably for the girl because she's got to fully take care of him after a while, you know?
I'm in my 40s. I've never had anyone have to change my diaper yet.
Well, that's good. Let's hope that never happens to you.
I mean, I hope someone loves me enough when I become incontinent.
Yeah, or maybe a nice little sponge bath. You could do that, like, you know.
I mean, I could do that now.
Yeah.
Oh, I could probably do that this weekend. I don't even have a clean test. It would just be a sponge bath.
I think that would be nice. That sounds very relaxing, actually.
Raise your hand if you want to give me a sponge bath. Anyone? Bueller. Federosi's running out of the room as fast as he can. One of my lawyers just is like, nope, I'm out. That is not part of the retainer. God damn it. Oh. So what made you decide to get into like this end of the biz?
It came to me in a dream. In 2021, I was sleeping. I'm sure I had a few drinks or smoked a lot of weed the night before because it was quite a visual dream to be getting compared to most dreams.
Mushrooms, maybe?
No.
Why not?
Because I need to be actually sleep. Ever since I did ayahuasca and like pretty much overdosed on it, after that I was like, I can't do any more hallucinogenics because it went for so many hours. It was horrifying.
We're definitely coming back to that. Tell me about this dream, though.
So in the dream, my friend from high school who was in the porn industry for a while was having like me sell her implants. And she said, you got to put these on your website. You got to get them up. So I woke up in the middle of the night, started searching adult industry, what people were selling. I saw it was pretty specific to feet fetish items or just panties. And then some of the sites didn't even really exist, or they were run down, or I heard stories about, buyers not getting the product. It's just a bunch of things. So what I did is I took what was out there and made it better by making it a full service company and letting the fans be able to buy literally anything that the talent wants to sell.
Hell yeah. Now the question is, can the talent sell stuff like pubes or toenail clippings or?
Yes. Siri Doll is selling her armpit hair, her toenail clippings. We just sent out not too long ago for Kenzie Ann, cum, urine. And then there's a thing called squirt, which is new to me because obviously I'm still learning as I go, which is using bath water.
Wait, squirt's new to you?
Well, urine, I mean, there's other type of squirting in porn, but I didn't realize you had to have the bath water with it to make it squirt when you're selling fluids.
I mean, that's new to me. I was just really depressed to hear that you've never squirted in personal life. Like,
hey, I didn't say that. I was talking about things to sell.
I mean, you seem...
Now, how would you get the fluids if the girl's squirting at the time? That would be quite an interesting one.
Sponge.
Like, she has like a landing pad, maybe like one of those baking trays, and then she puts it in there, and then you just syringe it in.
Get some puppy pads and squeeze it out.
Hey, those puppy pads actually soak up the piss really well, so I don't think that would work.
Can you not wring them out?
I don't know.
Not much of an animal owner. Shit.
Oh, well, there you go. See, yeah. I have a lot of animals.
Put some towels under her. Or
I'm going to go with the pan idea.
Yeah, the pan.
I'm going to try it one day.
The pan feels like it could overshoot pretty easily.
Yeah, maybe a bowl, something. I'm sure one day when the girl needs to do it, I'm going to ask her to try out some things and get back to me on it.
So what size toenails sell the best?
You know what? We've just started listing it, so there hasn't been specifics on sales of like which ones, because I'm sure some like buyers are very specific. Do they want a pinky toe? Do they want a toe, an unpainted toenail? I'm sure it can get real deep and complicated. We just are just scratching the surface right now.
Have you ever thought about doing custom toenails? Like, we'll paint it specifically to your order.
If literally, like, the buyer can ask, and if that's what they want, I will go ahead and ask the girl because the
buyer might not know to ask. You need to put it out there. So
yeah, this is true. It's true. Do like a special. That's right. Because I've realized over the years that men are very specific about the colored toenail polish they like on women.
So you can be like, request the color and just it's an upcharge.
I like that idea. And should I go by toes as well? Like certain, like maybe the big toe is more expensive. And then if they want the full set, it's got to be a whole other thing. And then maybe the fingernails, we could do some like different. I mean, see, the sky's the limit with requests. It's just how passionate the buyer is of what they want.
I'm just a little terrified to think of what the buyer would do with toenails.
Okay.
Little terrified.
When I first started this business, everyone always asked me, like, do you ever wonder what they do with it? And now it comes to a point that anytime I put something online, I have to take that what if moment to be like, especially if it's like a new thing like the urine, or the cum, like, what are they going to do with it? Are they going to drink it, pour it all over those cells, save it as memorabilia? It's a whole thing.
I'm assuming with most of the like slicker fluids, they're going to use it as a lubricant.
But then again, there's men that love to drink urine and be pissed on and just have it all over them. So it's like,
Well, a little bit of both. Like,
I think a little of everything. They're gonna like microdose little things to fill in all the fetishes with it. But this is how I'd go because I think it's really important for me when there's different products out there. That's how I can connect to know what's good. You know.
so have you ever thought about doing an exit survey and be like, so how do you intend to use our product?
Okay, this is really funny you say that because yesterday I was joking with someone. I said I should do some research and ask them, how was their experience? How was their experience? Did you have it be like, what did you do? Have partner wear it? I wore it myself. I jacked off with it. I keeping it in a bag. Like it'd be
Swallowed it whole.
I mean, it's interesting because the fetish world goes so deep and everybody has a different thing of what they want to do with the stuff, So, but all the time it's funny. I'll joke with my friends and I'm like, this would be a great item to have. Or sometimes I think about like, there's probably a guy out there or a woman. I mean, because women collect like women's talent stuff too. Maybe they want dirty tampons. I don't know. I have retainers of some girls that are going to be signing up soon and different things too. So I'm thinking fake eyelashes, some toothbrushes. I mean, the world's my oyster at this point of what I can put online. I mean, if I could figure a way to put shit on there and sell it and ship it, I would do it.
If a new performer is to sign up with, like, what's the split like?
Everyone is different. So I can't really give the full situation, but it just really depends on them, and where they're coming from and stuff like that. But of course, I will say that the performer definitely makes more money than I do. As they should.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's their toenails.
Yes. This is true. No one wants my shit, so absolutely.
Oh, don't sell yourself short there. Come on. Have you tried selling your own stuff?
So there has been twice that someone has requested my stuff, and I was like, I'll try it, and sent it in one time. And then I got back this email that had to be 2 pages long of how happy they were and their wife knows, and this is what we have. And I'm wearing a VR set right now, getting my dick sucked by somebody at this point. And it was like a whole thing. And I was like, whoa, okay, well, now we know what this one person does with it.
Right.
I'm like, thanks for the review.
I hope you have that on your site as a testimonial. Just like...
I feel like I need to send an email and just be like, your response will be anonymous, but please fill in real detail of what you're doing with these items so we can be able to enhance the experience for you or something. I got to work on that.
And especially if they're like, oh, this panty set brought me such joy, and like the fulfillment was done so quickly and painlessly. And
I just got an email today from somebody that was like, I think in Italy or Poland, that sent me a thing. And they said, I just want to let you know I'm so happy with my 3 items and thank you so much. And I was like, all right. But I love that type of feedback because it makes me feel that I'm doing the right thing, and that they're happy. And that's the most important thing, because the last thing I need is, why'd you send me some shitty panties or, whatever else
well,
I don't need.
If someone gets upset, like, why'd you send me some shitty panties? They obviously went to the wrong site.
This is true.
Like, this is not hands.com, bro.
And I do a quality inspection or anything. I make sure everything is used. It smells, it looks like that, because I have to.
Wait, who's performing the sniff test?
I do it from a distance, because sometimes you can, I have to know what's going on. And it's not like some pleasurable thing for me. It's like, all right, next.
You need to get on LinkedIn and hire an intern for that shit.
Yeah, and then he's just going to take all, or she, or whatever, they'll take all the merchandise and run and be like, oh, so I had to take it home to inspect it, and I don't know where it is. Like,
well, vet your employees a little better.
No, I do. No, she, a good friend of mine that's, for a long time, 15 years or more, I'm teaching her how to look at everything and know. And it's really funny when sometimes she opens stuff and just like, gets attacked by a used dildo coming out of the box. And she's like, and I'm like, that's your initiation. You got this.
I mean, you're not supposed to spring load them.
Exactly.
That is improper packaging.
But, people ship to me from all over all their stuff. And then from there, that's when we do the inspection and process it and all of that. So
what happens if something doesn't pass inspection?
They're notified right away about that because, I take pride in making sure that things are used and stuff like that. And that's important to me. So I'll normally put it aside. And then when I get a chance to them, then I'll, have them wear it, take photos, really submerge it in them. Because we do sell like panning, stuffing videos. So, and those things, let me tell you, when you get those things in the mail from those girls, you can tell they've been in there. They are rock hard from the fluids drying on them.
What's your pro tip for storing them until they're sold?
I vacuum seal everything.
And then just just the vacuum sealer.
Yeah, the vacuum seal really holds in the scent. I've had, feedback for different things. And then the body fluids that we sell, everything's made to order. So most of the time I'm the creeper who's like showing up with a hazmat bag, giving them the stuff. I'm like, okay, just get it done. And, and then I go and ship it. I feel like I'm doing like some type of like drug test or some type of thing of whatever. Being like, all right, let's make sure it's you. Keep the door open,
Because I know performers that used to sell their panties and like would throw them in Ziplocs and freeze them, like throw them in the freezer.
Yes, see, I haven't really tried the freezer thing. I feel like if you just get them right away, because they do send them to me in Ziplocs if they're from out of state, and then I feel like it's just that which helps definitely to preserve a little bit, but for sure the vacuum sealing is where it's at. That's the way, and especially I do like sweaty gym clothes and stuff like that, and those things like it. It's you get attacked by the fumes when you open up the box sometimes. It's a lot.
It's not my fetish, so it sounds horrible.
What is your fetish? What are you into?
I'm actually pretty fucking vanilla. Like, a little light choking, a little slapping here.
Well, it's like if a chick left her panties or socks, would you hold on to it or throw it away?
Depends on the chick.
Okay.
It all and like they'd be held on to return.
Oh, you wouldn't take it as like a trophy per se? Like if you like the way she tasted or smelled and you're like, let me hold on to this?
Nah, I don't need to keep trophies. Like, hell, I don't remember half their names. So like,
that's why you write it on the panties. So then you have like a little Rolodex of things. So you're like, I remember this one. This was great.
Yeah, but that's a lot to explain to the next partner.
Good point. I can see this.
So what are all these women panties with random names and a bar name on them? Because half the time they're bar hookups. So it's like first name bar I met them at, how they're in my phone. So I'm assuming that's how they go on the panties too.
True, but if you hold on to the items and you didn't like her, then you're forced to go see her again to give her panties. So it's better just to say nothing at that point.
Well, that's why it's situational. If I didn't like her, no, you didn't leave shit
because
here.
chick leave like shit all the time because that's their excuse always to come back. You know what I mean?
Right, and then it's like, oh, sorry, you didn't leave shit here.
Exactly.
Like, you must be mistaken.
Yeah.
Have a good life.
See, if you had a dog, they would eat that shit up real quick because dogs are notorious for eating the inside of women's panties.
Yeah, but I don't want to do that to the poor dog, especially with some of the people I fuck sometimes. That poor dog. Like, I'm not here to espouse.
No, you're not giving it as a treat.
Yeah, it's still animal fucking cruelty.
That's true.
Like hey Matt, you want to go on the internet and brag about torturing animals?
Yeah.
No, I do not.
And he's stuffing the dog's mouth. You know that? Yeah, there's probably some sick shit out there that people are into that.
Oh, I mean, there definitely are. I'm not one of them. Not one of them. And like, I see your tricks. And no, you're not catching me up like that. I don't own a dog, and I definitely wouldn't feed it panties.
I remember that in like high school or whatever, and you'd throw your clothes on the floor, and all of a sudden I'd see my chihuahua in the corner just going crazy, and I'm like yanking it from her. I'm like, pervert. Trying to get it was horrible.
Do you ever keep any dudes' underwear?
No, but a long time ago, this guy that I used to date, I used to have a Rottweiler, and he had his pants at my house, and my Rottweiler literally ate his jeans, and he had no clothes to go back outside on, and it was just like really embarrassing to be like, oh, I don't think my dog liked you, and he ate your pants, so you're gonna have to leave down your boxers.
Did you at least bang him once for the road? Jeez, he already doesn't have any pants on.
Yeah, but I do have a Rottweiler there, so I don't think he's gonna fuck with me too much,
No. Definitely not. Like, no one's trying to like get mauled by a Rottweiler with no pants on.
Exactly. That's my security.
Hi, EMTs. I've been mauled and I have no pants. Someone's having a bad night.
Exactly.
Like, then they get the ambulance bill, and it's like, oh God, American healthcare. Oh.
Oh, nope, it'd be over. And then I'd probably be responsible, New pants and medical bills. That would be a terrible situation for me.
Not if you claim that he just broke in.
Good point. I like that angle. Maybe like a stalker thing or yeah, never know.
I mean, I'm assuming at the point where your dog ate his pants, you were done with him.
He's still my friend after all these years, but yeah.
Well, yeah, you didn't get him a case.
No.
If you got him arrested, I'm pretty sure he would no longer be your friend. I'm just assuming.
This is true. Good point. And I hope I still don't owe him those jeans because those are like, they weren't cheap, and I'm not trying to go buy him those pants, though.
Well, so what you need to do is find a performer that's the same size as him.
Oh, good looking out. Yeah. Well, now I'm engaged. Now I don't have to worry about that, so.
debts are debts.
Yeah, this is a good point. I got to clear out my debts.
Right, like,
100%.
You got to clear the
I'll
ledger.
send a little anonymous like package with my dog's photo in it with just the jeans and just send it to his house. He'll be like, yes.
Or, alternatively, send him a photo of the dog wearing the jeans. Like, you get the scent, and he gets new jeans.
Yeah, I like that. It's a win-win situation, yeah. And then he'll really have the PTSD because he'll be like, oh, I remember that now.
But it would also be on brand for you.
Yeah, this is true, right? Maybe I'll include like a free panty from like, an up-and-comer or something and be like, hey, here's something for the road.
Here's a gift card.
Exactly. That should be my new thing now for people for the holidays. I'll just start sending them used lingerie and be like, you're not into this now, but you will be later. Just give it some time.
Right. I'm just looking out for your future.
I appreciate it. Exactly.
Oh my God, that would be amazing. Like, here, Grandma.
Like some overstock that just has been sitting for a long time. Like, why not? You never know. You can wash them, reuse it, whatever you got to do. And especially too, which is really funny. One of my girls that's on the website has like really nice, expensive shit. And I literally, like, when I was going through her stuff, I was like, Fendi leggings, some other designer stuff. And I text her and I'm like, look, I just want to tell you that I'm going to buy these from you and wash them and wear them. And we're not selling them to anybody. So now and it was the first time ever that I was like, oh, this is going to get really interesting if some of these girls give me some cute shit. And I'm like, no, what? Sorry, guys. I need this for my own personal use and I'm not selling these.
Hey, win-win.
Exactly.
I mean, I don't think the performers give a fuck about what's happens to their items once they've passed on them. Like, if you rehome them in a appropriate fashion, or
Exactly.
some dude sodomizes himself with them, either or works.
I think so. Exactly. So I'm trying to reuse. It's nice.
Right, you're doing your part to save the environment.
100%. We're an eco-friendly business that way. In LA, that's going to go real far for me too. I'm
Right.
conserving. And I'll be like, we saved this many water bottles from you.
You're like, we are a minority-owned female.
Yes, exactly.
Female
Yes,
business,
yes.
female small business, and we are 100% green.
Exactly. Because we are selling used product for you to recycle. I like this angle that you're going with this. This is going to work, especially in LA. This will blow up.
You could get some grants.
I could be like at the farmer's market or some shit doing this,
Right? You could definitely get some grants from the state.
100%. That would be perfect. Yeah. I'm as some people say, I'm doing the Lord's work these days. You know what I mean?
Right. Just don't forget about us little people when you have your ivory tower. Like, you took your minority-owned female-run business and just get into politics and like maybe help us out with some better sex work laws.
Actually, wasn't there somebody that was like an ex-porn star or something who was running for politics or somewhere and she got elected or somewhere? I don't know.
Well, Mary Carey has run a couple times.
Yeah, but I thought there was someone who actually got elected somewhere, some brunette. I'm trying to remember. I was just looking or she was on OnlyFans or something, and I was like, I got to hit this girl up. This is what I need right here.
Gubernatorial panties.
Get some American flag stuff of her wearing. It would be a super hot item. That actually sells like crazy on my website. Anything that is American flag or like Texas or different things, it blows up so fast. Or camo or stuff, especially with like Kaylee Gunner. Anything Americana or even with Kenna James, it's massive.
Have you thought about DM sliding mainstream celebrities to try to resell some of their stuff?
That is something that I'm going to start tapping into is the reality stars, because there's already some that have sold farts and different things. And when you watch them on some of these TV shows, you can see them being a little promiscuous. They'd be down to do something for some cash. And especially a lot of them have gotten into OnlyFans, So I feel like it is really possible. I want to be able to expand. I just want to be this direct place that it'd be like the Amazon, but fetish, And you're like, dildo, boom, here's 30 people that have this,
Come on, Gavin Newsom, you can sell some underwear.
Well, it'd be interesting, because of course there's fans like that no matter what you are, There's always somebody out there who's going to want to buy your stuff.
Oh.
That's the beauty of it.
It is. Especially like a bigger name, like a politician or some shit, that'd be wild.
There's a lot of politicians into some freaky shit though, too, So even if I could be customers, I'd be a happy person.
Let me know if you come across some AOC panties. Just for the novelty of it.
All right, I'll let you know.
I mean, I may have not DM'd her, but like mentioned her, like, hey, we would like to make an AOC porn parody, and she didn't respond, or her staffers didn't respond. Like, isn't that the highest honor America can offer?
100%.
Making a porn parody about you?
It's as Americana as it gets, you know what I mean? You're doing it for the people. It's not just about yourself anymore.
Right, and we're not asking you to fuck on film.
Exactly. We just want your shit, like.
Sandy,
calm down.
we just want someone pretending to be you. You should be honored.
100%, they should, especially these days. I think it's these girls. The key to all this too is the fan base, and some of them. I mean, they got to be blown away when you have that many fans. They're lining up for hours just to meet you and take photos with you, and then they, jack off to you every day. I mean, imagine that type of clout to have. Like, you just have.
Oh, I'm not imagining it. I live it. I fucking live that. Half the people raise your hand if you've not jerked off to me. See, no one raised their hand. Whole room full of people.
After this, they might, though. You never know. Maybe wear some a little more sexier and step it up so you give them, a vision to work
Oh,
with.
no. I said raise your hand if you hadn't. Like, everyone here did not raise their hand. That means everyone in this room has touched themselves to me. Like,
It's impressive. How do you feel about it? Do you feel empowered?
I mean, I'm just gotta start doing the calculations on how much fluid ounces and semen has been spilled in my name.
I mean, what I tell a lot of these girls, especially up and coming ones, I don't know if I could say the word pussy, but I guess.
You definitely can.
Okay. The power.
Pussy.
The power of the pussy is a serious thing, and so many girls, even if just not in the entertainment industry, have no idea what they're capable of, because you can control so much shit on a guy with just that. And so it's interesting when you're here and you see these guys, they're waiting hours, and it's like, that's the power of the pussy when they're waiting 2 hours for you. And if you were, with your man 2 hours somewhere, he'd talk shit to you and tell you he doesn't want to wait that long. But AVN, fuck, he'll wait 3 or 4 hours for you.
There's a reason the patriarchy has existed as long as it did, because we had to suppress y'all before you realized how much power you really had. Like, y'all rule the world. We are stupid.
And it's amazing. That's why when I come here and I sit in line to meet people and I start asking them questions, I'm like, damn, imagine what it'd be like to have that effect on so many guys, especially when the guys are bringing girls gifts and the wish list, and these girls are getting expensive ass shit and they're not even fucking them. I'm like, damn, that is impressive.
Yeah, but it's a double-edged sword, because they're bringing gifts and obsessing about their fantasy, not the real person. And then the real person
True.
often doesn't get a chance to shine or be appreciated by a real partner, because
True, but that's what's hard about dating the adult industry, when I've talked to people. But it's like, here, some of them, they're okay having that persona, you know what I mean? So it works. And I'm sure no girl's going to say no to, some Cartier bracelets and Chanel bags. I mean, I would, if I had some fans, and I had a little wish list, I'd be happy.
why don't you? Why don't you?
Maybe one day, when
Today's the day. Like, why hold off? Why wait?
No, this is true. But I feel like I got to start low, because a lot of the girls start with an Amazon wish list. And then once you're bigger, then you can ask for the expensive shit. If I go in asking for too high of stuff, I don't know how successful I'm going to be.
Well, just do a whole spread. Just do a whole fucking spread.
Just have all the options for everything, maybe some payment plans and shit, and just be support female-owned small business. Maybe it could be a tax write-off to them somehow. I could start a panty charity or some type of thing.
Become a nonprofit.
Exactly. Exactly.
Oh, no, you, oh my God, that would play so well in LA. You're a female, minority-owned, 100% green nonprofit.
Exactly.
Just rename the company something with recycling.
100%. Drop off your panties here to recycle. They're either going to be worn or they'll be made into something. You never know. I mean, it could be.
I don't think you have to get into those kind of specifics. We recycle the panties.
I would think of recycling as in just someone using it. I mean, it's not like someone's going to make a quilt out of some panties.
They might.
This is true. I feel like for the holidays, if someone's obsessed with panties, they should link them together like a garland across the wall. I would be into it. I feel like maybe I need to step up my decorating game next year and make it Fans Utopia theme with just sick shit. Maybe have dildos with Christmas things on them and out, really traumatize people in my life more than I already do.
Put a giant dildo where the star would go on the top of the tree.
With a giant 100%. Just have just little dildo ornaments, vaginas, little things. It'd be really cute.
I think you should.
I think definitely no one's going to come over anymore. I mean, my neighbors already freaked out of me enough with all this stuff, so.
Hey, your partner's already in. It's all good.
Exactly.
Did you really want the neighbors to come over anyways?
No, but I do some stuff from home, so they see certain things, and there's this is, and then you ask me what I do for a living, and I'm I'm not going to lie and be I'm a blogger. I don't know, whatever.
You're an entrepreneur.
Yes, exactly.
Like, you don't have to give them any more fucking details. But
No, but I like to because then they cringe and it's like exciting to be like, what do you think of this now? And you put them on the spot and they're like, this is a great business idea.
What you should do is be like, so you have any panties you want to sell?
Yeah. Actually, my neighbor, once he found out what it was and he saw that, and then all of a sudden, like a couple days later, he drives by alone. He looks at me and goes, so do you wash the stuff? And I was like, no, that defeats the purpose of it. Why would I wash it? But the fact that he spent some days thinking about it and then came back, I was like, I got him thinking about this now.
Did. I think you got a new sale coming.
I hope so. I mean, I could do like hand delivery, maybe, really step it up a little bit. I don't know how his wife would feel about it, but, maybe she'll be into it too.
Maybe not. Who knows? There's only one way to find out.
That's what I should have done is like how some people were handing out cookies in the neighborhood. I should have just started handing out like, maybe my panties or something, just be like, from me to you,
Merry Christmas. Here's some used panties. Ho, 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 ho.
Exactly. Be like, do what you want to do with it. Gotta give during the season,
'Tis the season for a fucking reason.
Exactly. And now for Valentine's Day, I feel like I'm going to have to step it up for everyone, I mean, there's just so many opportunities for me to just give my panties out pretty much.
I mean, you have a month and a half.
I know. I could, I could have like edible panties, maybe give those as like cards. I mean, this is what I always think about crazy sick shit of like, what else can I do? What else can we sell and get away with?
Are you wearing cute panties now?
Yeah. Comfy, cute panties. Yeah.
So you could very much sell your AVN panties.
This is true because this, that could be like a collector's item. My first AVN panties. I see. I like these ideas that you have, and you're going with this. It's a good idea. I'm into it.
I'm just giving away ideas. It's like I'm getting no financial restitution for this. I'm just like, here, have all my great ideas.
Hey, maybe we'll throw in something of yours to spice it up. I need some more men on the website. Do like like some socks of yours. I'm telling you, the socks thing is a hot thing because I do have one guy on my website right now, and people buy his. He mostly does just OnlyFans and stuff like that, but people buy his boxers, his hats, his shirts. They're into it, so that's all it takes. So think about it. It could be we could get you started.
I'm in. You heard it here, folks. You can buy my socks.
Never say never. Yeah. Hey.
Oh no, I'm in.
Yeah.
They don't pay my fucking rent.
Hey, there we go.
I will.
In LA, that's no joke. The rent situation, no joke there.
Oh, I live in Hollywood. I know.
Oh. But but look at all the cool stuff you're surrounded by and everything else. So you're getting taxed for.
Oh yeah, no. I love my location and I'm happy to pay for it. But if I got to sell some socks, some boxers, hell, if a shot of cum. We'll do it.
Maybe you might have to join, or start doing your own streaming of your stuff soon to really, add to, the extra money you'll need besides rent.
Well, I already stream on Twitch, but...
oh, okay. But can you get naked on Twitch or anything?
No, they kind of frown on that.
Oh, see that...
In my decade plus in this industry, I've managed to keep my dick off the internet, and I'm trying to keep it that way.
But maybe you can have, that one-day special and everyone tunes in, but they can't save the video. There's...
It's 2023. They can save the video.
Yeah, I know, right? See, back in the day, when you could send naked photos to people and different things, no one knew what to do with stuff. And now it's you're screwed no matter what you do.
Oh yeah, no, if it's on the internet,
or on a phone, right? You're just done.
That's the internet.
Yeah, true.
That is the internet. There's a reason I don't send people nudes. Sorry, you want to see this dick? You get to see it in person.
So what do you do when the chicks send you nudes? Do you save them, or you just delete them out of respect, or use them for later as content for yourself?
It depends on who's sending me the nude.
Okay.
And the format, if someone Snapchats me a nude, obviously I will let the snap expire.
Okay.
If you send it to me via Snapchat, it's intended for it to expire.
See, I haven't really been on the Snapchat thing, but I feel like, okay, this is good to know. So that's the way to just give it for a second, and then boom, they came and screenshot it, or they can't?
They can, but it also notifies the other
person. Okay.
But it's one of those things if you're screenshotting someone's Snapchat, you're a scumbag. They sent it to you on Snapchat for a reason.
Okay, makes sense. I need to get a Snapchat.
But, if you text it to me, well, I'm not going to delete it.
Just start, an album, of all of them for reference later. Remember the time when that girl with this amazing ass? Oh, let me find her real quick.
But it's one of those things where, it's 2023. Who's jerking off to stills?
Yeah, that's true. So
I mean, if they're going to send me a full clip, like, I'm obviously not going to delete that. That's
no, because she put in a lot of work to create
Right.
the clip. You know, she probably had to do her makeup, the lighting, how to find a good location. Chicks put a lot of thought into stuff, so you got to show your appreciation for that.
for sure. So what are you flicking the bean to?
You know, being in this business, everyone always asks me, like, are you like some crazy sex freak or have like fetishes? Are you fucking around with the stuff? And I'm like, no, because literally, you know, Twitter is free porn all day long. I go on there. I mean, I have people that do my marketing stuff, but I do go on there, repost stuff, and look, and it's like. At the end of the days, my eyes hurt from how much pussy and dick I have to see. That at the end, I'm just like, all right, well, that was a lot. I learned some new things, saw some things I didn't want to see, and, you know, on to the next day. But with the fetish items themselves, I think just because I'm a woman and I deal with so much woman stuff, it's like, especially when we have our fluids ourselves and it's on the panties and stuff, I'm not like, you know, when I look at it, I'm like, oh my God, I need to wash my stuff. So I can't imagine myself being like, let me just keep this on here for later. You know, it's a different thing. But do I find that it's hot and exciting? Of course. And I think this is so cool. But it's funny that I literally know like every girl's vagina by heart now. And I'm like, haha, I know this one is. And I know the scent of like her perfume and things. I mean, I'm like a creeper, but not really, you know, like.
One day you wake up and like,
One day I'm just gonna be like, have some of the people, you know, that they deal drugs and all of a sudden they just become a crazy addict. Someone's just gonna come in and I'm just gonna be like covered in panties, just like, oh, I can't. I finally have to give in to this.
just going to be walking down the street one day and just, a Bella.
But like, wait, do like some type of test and be like, be like like how people authenticate stuff. I could be like, I know this. This is real. This is real fluids. This is real this. I should set up like a booth just to do that AVM when people buy stuff. Be like, hold on. Let me check if this is real or not.
You can set it up like a carnival game, like, smell the panties. Are these the real ones or the fake?
And then they like maybe get dunked or something into like some fluids of some shits, and then they're like, oh.
That's a lot of fluid. That's a lot of fluids.
No, we would do like, you know, the bath water with just a little bit of piss, you know, so you're just getting your toes in, you know.
Just enough to contaminate it.
Exactly, you know, just a little bit to shock them, you know. I love to get reactions out of people with that type of stuff because people are just can't believe that this is a world of stuff, you know, and I'm just bringing, I guess, more awareness to the fetish world in a way. So that's always fun. And then the people who are like, oh, I'm not into this. I'm like, please, you're probably doing some shit at home. Stop it. It's always the ones who act the prudest or doing the craziest shit at home.
Oh, yeah. They're just ashamed of it.
100%. And there's so much like different fetishes I'm learning of stuff like the rope thing. And I mean, the work that goes into tying up a chick, like I don't even know how I could be stimulated as a guy. I mean, like, because you're just spending so much labor having to do the knots and the different things. And then, there's, you know, then it's done. But I don't know. I mean, there's just so much weird shit I've learned this year that people do to each other. Like, I never knew what fisting was. And then I've been thinking about it for months going, can they go to the bathroom after? How does that work? What happens once you get that big? Do you just keep seeking things that are bigger and bigger to put inside you?
Well, so number one, they definitely can go to the bathroom after.
Okay, good to know.
Definitely.
Does it like shrink back up or they're just in trouble after that?
Situational.
Okay.
Done improperly, like, it can definitely tear.
Oh, okay. Good
Done
to know.
properly, eventually just whoop.
See, this is things I learned. And also so many different techniques from the women of stuff they do. I'm like, I never thought about that. Okay.
So what porn have you watched that you tried to emulate in real life?
You know what? I've never had to watch the full porn because Twitter just literally has clips of everything. So I don't know like the names of them. You know what I mean?
Well, but okay. What,
different like blowjob techniques and the way that the stroking and stuff is so important. Then knowing about like the taint on the guys and different things they're into. You know, you learn a lot from that stuff. I mean, I know that they say, you know, porn isn't always per se educational in ways, but let's be honest, you learn a lot of interesting stuff there. You know, I mean, we all have to learn somehow. So.
And, you know, we all know how American public education is, so.
That I know, that's the problem.
Yep. If I just listened to American public education, I got HIV the first time I had unprotected sex.
See, I grew up very street smart. So for me, it's like I started running my dad's business really young, and I was just kind of like forced into situations to learn stuff. So I feel like my education really came from like my dad and just being street smart to learn a lot more than in school because especially where I grew up in Calabasas. It was sheltered as hell. I was like the long time, like the darkest person at my school being like half Puerto Rican. It was I mean, I went to private schools and I was the only Hispanic girl there. And people used to think my mom was the maid and not my mother. Like, it was crazy racist, like in the 90s.
Ugh.
So, now it's funny though, because it's like a whole different world. And those kids, they haven't been to the real world yet. They say it like, the 101, they don't make it to the 405. It's like a different situation.
That's wild. Oh. Kids today will just never fucking know.
And they don't want to work that hard. And it's funny, I feel so old now, even though I'm only 35, but I sit here and I'm like, I'm a millennial, and I hear people bitch, and then I'm like, those Z, they don't want to do anything. They just want to do TikTok and Instagram and make money. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm bitching like my parents now. This is what's happened to me.
And also, with those situations, like, the rest of the American dream is kind of dead.
Yeah, and it's such a different thing. And now, but of course, there's still, I'm sure you run into chicks in Hollywood who are all trying to be famous actresses, I don't know if that dream will ever kind of die, because so many people from like, like different middle America, different areas, we're known as, you come to LA, that's where you go to be in Hollywood and be famous.
Yeah, but why be a famous actress when you can be a famous influencer and not have, in theory, as many gatekeepers?
This is true, but then again, I mean, I don't know much about, I've never tried to be an influencer, but it's a lot of work, and you gotta, but then again, with anything, it's all about who you know. I mean, at these times, it's like, you might as well just get into something else, It's hard. You're like an influencer, though.
I mean, maybe.
Yes.
Yeah, am I an influencer? Shit. The audience.
You're talking to people, you know what I mean? You're expressing things you're into. You recommended a drink to me. That's influencer shit. You told me about a place to go, a drink like that. Now you need to go hit them up and be like, I need lifetime Bloody Mary. Is at your space now?
Or at least one free bloody.
Okay, there we go. All right, but you could ask for more. You
Two.
don't
When
put yourself back.
When I kill the first one, I'm definitely asking for a second one.
Now I'm going to have to get one later because I'm just craving it.
I'm kind of am too. Like, I don't think Hash House is open for dinner. I think they're a breakfast lunch only place.
I know what's really good Bloody Marys is the Win. They're the one that's right like outside near where they have the water feature. They make their own mix. I always ask if they make their own mix. If they don't, I'm out. And that's really good too.
The Win is so bougie.
I am a little bougie. Can't help that. But you know what? I'll go to some dive place to get a good one. I mean, maybe some guys like, it's my grandma's recipe. She's been doing this for 30 years. We use fresh horseradish and some truffle in there. Okay, that's bougie. But whatever. Just something of that sort. I would be down.
If anywhere, I'm sure you can find it here. I'm sure.
I'm a big Yelper and all the little Instagram things. So I'm always on a mission to try to find stuff for food, drinks, everything. That's my fave.
What spots have you discovered recently?
Let's see. For what, Vegas, we'll say?
Yeah, for Vegas.
So for Vegas, of course, Carbone is really good. And I just went to this place last night that I'm surprised is not booked up as RPM.
Okay.
And it is really bomb, the food. I really enjoyed that. And now I'm on like a mission tonight, to try to find more things. I love going on food adventures, trying to find stuff. But it gets but Vegas is the mecca, you know what I mean? Because anywhere that's hot and big, whether it's New York, Miami, or LA, they always open up another location in in Vegas.
Yeah, because Vegas is a wax museum of the rest of America.
That's true.
It's like, oh, hey, Vegas is second to none for entertainment. It's all highly curated. Like, oh, yeah, we have all these amazing restaurants. Highly curated. It's like, hell, rest of the world, rest of America, you want to see what America's like, distilled down and refined, welcome to Vegas.
Exactly.
Leave your money here.
But now, look, it's all changed. Now that you can have, you can go buy weed now and do things, it's a whole different thing versus, LA. I mean, well, that was quite an experience when all that started in LA.
Oh, for sure. For sure. But, between LA and Vegas, it's like, I feel like people are more innovative in LA. I feel like
100%. It's a different vibe in LA. You know what I mean? Like Vegas is fun and stuff like that. But LA, I mean, we start a lot of the stuff that goes there, and in LA, it's different from Vegas. We can end up in the snow. We can end up the beach, the desert. And there's just so many different vibes in so many places. It makes it a lot more fun that way.
It definitely does. And it's just one of those things like people in LA are taking risks with their art.
100%.
When you bring your art to Vegas, It is refined.
It has to be. Yeah.
It is ready to go in front of the casino theater audience.
Exactly. Yeah. And I love that you always can find such cool hidden shit in LA. You know what I mean? I'm into hats, and there's so many custom hat makers and so many fun things. And that's what makes it so neat. That's why we live in LA and why we have to pay so much.
It's well worth the price of admission.
Exactly. I agree. And you're still going to owe me a drink in LA. So I'm going to hold you that today, because what kind of host is this? I mean,
I had a manservant bring you a Sprite.
all
I
right,
normally
all right.
don't have manservants.
Okay. I'll let you off then a little bit. But, we'll see. If you find a really good Bloody Mary in LA or something,
See, in LA, what I used to do is hit a Bloody Mary bar where you made your own.
Ooh, that sounds like an epic idea. I feel like I need one of those, because I've always done just the mimosa thing, whatever. But, no. It's a much bigger talent to create a good Bloody Mary.
One of my bartender friends, we have gone way over time, and like almost just are like, we have people we want you to speak to too, Matt. But I'm gonna wrap on this.
Yes.
One of my bartender friends told me a secret of making a great Bloody, which is a little bit of Guinness at the bottom of the glass.
Oh. Ooh,
And it
good tip.
really smooths it out.
All right. I like that. I'm going to try that. I need to just make my own at this point, because it's, when you have the love for it, you got to appreciate and know how to make it.
Right, artisanal.
Exactly. And that's what we have. It's like cheese, or oat milk or something. You make all shit yourself.
Thank God I don't know how to make cheese. Otherwise, I wouldn't get shit done. I'd just be at home and be like, I make cheese for a living now.
Here's some bread. Well, during COVID, everybody was their own personal chef making shit.
Yes, sadly. Sadly, that's why I got the extra weight. Well, so we were actually going to call last call because, like, there are multiple people that I was supposed to have on like 45 minutes ago.
I feel honored that we were able to talk so long. This is good.
Oh, definitely. And we will definitely like do an in-studio one in LA at some point.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Can you tell the audience where they can find you on the things?
fansutopia.com. For Twitter and Instagram, it's fansutopia1, and I'm sure you can figure out why I'm on the number 1 by now, because I've already been kicked off.
Oh my God. Instagram unjustly banning people? Never. Never.
So yeah, those are the 3 places to find me.
So buy some panties or some toenails or whatever. Float your boat.
Whatever you want, I will try to make happen.
Oh, winning lottery ticket?
Oh, I mean, I want to say sexual things. Like
that would sexually arouse me. Don't get it twisted.
If I had
you gave me a $500 million lottery ticket, I would be very sexually aroused.
That's good to know. I'll keep that for later.
Very. But we're going to get out of here. And until next week, drink up, motherfuckers. We are live at AVN 2023. Yes, 23.